What's happening, everybody? I'm Ryan McCaffrey with IGN Xbox, joined as always by my right hand, or in this case, left hand man, Mitch Dyer.
Hello.
So, you may be wondering, just like we are, what the heck are Microsoft's first-party studios and their exclusive second-party partners up to these days, given that we're pretty sure a next-gen Xbox is coming down the line pretty soon. So, we combed the world and we called up some people we know. And we dug up some information. So Mitch, who should we start with?
So the one that I'm most excited to learn about in the next generation is Lionhead. I really enjoyed Fable. Maybe Fable 2 a little bit less, and then Fable 3 even less so. But I really love that universe.
I agree. It's just, Fable, it's charming.
Right.
That's like the one word you can, it's sort of pleasant to be in the world of Fable.
And there's so much to Albion that I'm like, what if they did an MMO? That seems pretty appropriate. And if you look at Lionhead's job listings right now, you can see a lot of stuff that kind of points to free-to-play, content monetization, massively multiplayer stuff, maybe even within the Unreal 4 toolset. So there's definitely something in that capacity going on at Lionhead. Maybe they're just testing some waters. They just finished a game with Fable the Journey. So
Which was done with the Unreal Engine, by the way. Coincidence?
Suspicious. So that's where I think we're going to see Lionhead go in the next generation, is maybe not at launch, but definitely maybe a free-to-play MMO on the Xbox. That'll be like their flagship title for free-to-play.
I'm with you. So how about Halo 5? That's the obvious one. What 343 Industries is up to. There's like a 99.9% chance that Halo 5 is the next game out of 343. What? I would bet Mitch's job here on it, so that's how confident I am.
Save me, David Ellis.
Yes, 343 was created with the express intent of making Halo games, specifically the Reclaimer trilogy, a new set of 3 Halo games. So there's no way it's not Halo 5. The only question is, when is it coming? 2-year dev cycle, 3-year dev cycle. It's traditionally been 3 years for the mainline Halo games, but you never know if Microsoft throws enough money and people at the game. It could happen in 2. I mean, we saw them throw a whole heck of a lot of money and a lot of people at Halo 4. So bank on probably 2014 or 2015. I'm thinking 2015 because 2014 happens to be the 10-year anniversary of Halo 2. So maybe we'll get a little next-gen action, next-gen taste of Halo 2 anniversary. That's my own guess.
Oh my God.
What else we got, Mitch?
So as we look into the next generation, we have to wonder, hey, what's Microsoft doing that isn't necessarily in the game space? In the life cycle of the Xbox 360, we've seen Microsoft veer more toward an entertainment focus rather than just games. And we know that Microsoft has a studio in LA that is essentially a television studio. We've been hearing rumors for a long time that Microsoft is looking to replace your cable box to give you a full-on TV service on your Xbox 360. Maybe that's going on to your next Xbox. Maybe that's coming to Durango. Because at Microsoft Studios LA, they're hiring all sorts of positions to lead and film and produce pilots for long-running series, for probably some films that will probably stream directly to your Xbox. I think you can absolutely expect Xbox TV to become a staple of your next console.
Well, and they've dabbled in this already with the Nat Geo TV stuff that's out now for the current Xbox, current Connect, and the Sesame Street thing too, right?
Yeah, that's from Microsoft Kale, and I think that
we're getting to that. Okay.
Yeah, we'll get to them.
Get to them now.
We can get to them now. Yeah. So we have Microsoft Kids and Lifestyle Entertainment. Kids and Lifestyle Entertainment. Yeah, they did the.
That's what Kale. I didn't even realize that.
Who knew?
You're
right?
educating me.
We're
Kale, K-A-L-E.
Also, the Microsoft Vegetable Entertainment.
It's a superfood, though. That's the good news.
Yeah. So they did the Sesame Street Connect game. They did the Nat Geo stuff. They have like edutainment stuff on Xbox. And I mean, you could scoff at that, but it's really awesome.
It is.
That's a studio that's doing really interesting things. It's turning games and entertainment into this one kind of super product using Kinect in interesting ways. And they're going to keep using super-powered IPs like Sesame Street and like National Geographic to teach your kids cool stuff using an Xbox 360. So looking ahead, they're 100%, I would say, maybe 103% going to keep doing stuff like that.
Interesting. All right, now that we've lost most of our audience and they've fallen asleep from the kids stuff.
TV, children's
let's get
stuff.
It back on track. Turn 10 Studios, makers of Forza Motorsport, right up in the greater Seattle area, not too far. They're in Redmond. They're not far from Microsoft Studios proper. They are, again, I've got the obvious ones. You've got all the fun researchy ones.
I took all the stuff that nobody cares about.
All the real work. Forza 5, you can pretty much bet the farm on that one as well. You may be thinking, well, didn't they just ship a Forza game, Forza Horizon? Not exactly.
Not quite.
That was done in collaboration with Turn 10, but they just sort of they were like the executive.
They probably
producer on that
oversaw
series.
it.
They're like,
you're not screwing this up. Carry on.
Playground Games,
Yeah.
a startup developer out of the UK, did that, and Playground was comprised of a lot of veterans of the UK development community, which is sickeningly talented.
Yeah.
Codemasters, racing team people, ex-Bizarre guys.
BlackRock in there, I think.
Yeah, all kinds
Lots of dudes.
Lots of stuff. Anyway, so yeah, Forza Horizon was not a Turn 10 joint. Forza 5 certainly will be, and the big thing here is that Forza has been, the mainline Forza, the motorsport games, have been on a 2-year clockwork-like development cycle for some time, and you know that Turn 10 of all people, other than 343, has had access to the Durango dev kits for the longest. So I would count on that game, Forza 5, as a launch title for the next Xbox.
Oh, I'm right there with you. Going back to more exciting things, Ryan. As we look ahead, I mean, we have to wonder what's going on with the Surface, with Smart Glass, all sorts of tablet and second screen integration. And I have to imagine that the studio Lift London, which is this studio headed by Phil Harrison, who used to work at Sony, was brought over to Microsoft, he's doing some kind of mobile and Windows 8 focused thing at Lift London. We don't know what. We don't even know if it's software. We don't know if it's entertainment. We don't know what's going on. But I have to imagine that they're doing some kind of connectivity between Xbox, Windows 8, and mobile in some capacity. Well, I guess we'll have to wait to see what they're doing. I hope so. I would love to see that get expanded, especially with somebody like Phil Harrison at the head of it.
All right, let's talk about Rare. Rare is a... No, you won't meet an Xbox fan that doesn't have something to say about Rare.
Can we sing the Viva Pinata theme song?
We should, and that was, by the way, a great game.
It was. Viva Pinata is great.
Very undervalued game,
100%.
underappreciated game. So what is Rare up to? Two things is what we are reasonably confident of.
Okay.
One of them is a Kinect Sports Season 3, and you may be thinking, oh God, the second one was horrible because the first one got all the good sports. Well, why would they be doing a Kinect Sports Season 3? Not only because it's a successful money-making franchise,
I was going to say dollar bills.
but they'll have a brand new Kinect to show off, and what better way to show it off than a brand new Kinect Sports game from Rare. So I suspect they've got one team working on that, but it seems like Rare may very well be working on a new IP as well, something probably completely different that we haven't even fathomed yet, but they have a history of just diving right in there between, I mean, Cameo and Perfect Dark, and they hit Banjo briefly, and the one you just mentioned that I'm now blanking out on.
You can do it. Let's see if you can do it.
Viva Pinata.
There it
That's
is.
It. Yeah, so we saw them dive into that as well. So suspect that the Rare is still a very large studio, and look for Kinect Sports Season 3 and probably something new.
Yeah, and I would expect that, what are they called? Big Park Studios.
Yes.
I suspect they're helping out Rare with Season 3, because, I mean,
they did with Season 2.
Exactly. I mean, this is the studio that brought us Kinect Joyride, or was it just Joyride, the proper one?
Kinect Joyride.
Kinect Joyride. I mean, that game didn't really do too well. I wouldn't expect them...
that game.
Yeah, so did I. I wouldn't expect them to be doing a sequel. Nobody wants one. The game probably didn't sell very well. Whatever, don't worry about it. Why not put a little studio that's a little subsidiary, why not put them on to help it out, help bolster it, help Rare figure out the new Kinect, bring back the good sports.
Grunt work, you're saying?
Yeah, basically. And why not? Let's just, would you think they'll launch with Kinect Sports? You think they'll pack it in?
Pack-in, no. I don't think there's going to be a pack-in to the new console.
All right.
I don't see that happening, but
Okay.
launch title, absolutely. There's another new studio
Indeed.
Microsoft has started.
Indeed.
You may have read about it on IGN. It is called Black Tusk. I always mistake
You remembered
this.
it that time.
Yeah, I got it right. Black Tusk
Blue
Studios.
Horn or...
Black Rock, which closed.
Yeah.
That's where I always confuse it.
Yeah, it
anyway,
gets me sad every time.
Black Tusk is in Vancouver, which is another hotbed of video game development talent. You've got the EA has a massive campus up there. FIFA is done out of there, and
Fight Night, NHL.
Fight Night, NHL. Basically, most of EA's best franchises.
Yep.
Anyway, Microsoft has very quietly been building up Black Tusk Studios for some time. They officially christened it Black Tusk, and all of their job listings, Mitch, indicate a AAA first-person shooter. They actually even went on record in a very hotly contested story on IGN that they were seeking to make the next Halo.
Oh, you mean Halo 5?
No, not literally the next Halo, but the next thing that is as big.
The next big universe that you're going to get obsessed with on Xbox.
Yes, look for a next generation AAA first-person shooter from this new studio called Black Tusk.
I never saw that coming. A shooter on the Xbox? What?
I know, it's odd.
That's not a bad future.
Not bad. And real quick, we should probably also cover two more of our other Xbox friends, the second parties, as they were. Even that's not even really a real thing. But what about Gears of War? What about Epic? So I have a conspiracy theory I'd like to share about this, Mitch.
What do you got?
So Cliff Bleszinski,
I've heard of him.
The renowned design director, creator of the Gears of War franchise.
Lamborghini connoisseur.
Yes, that's to put it mildly. He'd been at Epic for many years, since he was like 17 years old or something. And he very unexpectedly just packed up and left, so-called retired, about several months ago.
After a year-long sabbatical.
Yeah, it wasn't that long, but it was
a long sabbatical.
It was epic. Anyway, so Cliff, why would Cliff up and leave when Epic is seemingly at its most successful time? Well, Cliff had been very vocal about wanting to, move on and create the next big thing. The next new IP.
Talked a lot about horror, wanting to do something spooky.
His next franchise. So my conspiracy theory, time will tell if I am proven right or wrong, is that Microsoft backed up the Brinks truck to Epic's door and said, "We're going to start unloading bags of cash here. You tell us when to stop, and when enough money is enough that we can get another long-term Gears of War agreement with you guys to keep producing Gears of War games on Unreal Engine 4 for our next-generation console."
So 10 more years of Gears was Cliff's deal breaker. He's like, no more.
That is what I think. I think that Cliff, has been wanting to do something new, did not want to be literally contracted into doing Gears of War for another decade of his life, and said, well, I've got enough money here, I'm out the door. So I suspect that Epic will continue with Gears of War exclusively for the next generation Xbox.
I'm with you. I think Gears Judgment in March is going to be the Xbox 360's Gears last hurrah for a long time. We have that massive install base on 360 just during that transition to the Durango. Why not get one more out there while Epic proper, because Judgment is being developed primarily by People Can Fly.
Yeah.
Epic will be behind the scenes working on Unreal 4 Gears game for a
couple
years down the road.
There's one other very close partner for Microsoft, and that's Harmonix. They of course, Rock Band was a multi-platform experience, but Dance Central proved to be the game that not only arguably saved Harmonix after the music, the plastic instrument genre crashed and burned, but it proved to be the killer app for Kinect. If you own a Kinect, you either own at least one of the Dance Central games, or if not, you should go do that right now. But they are doing something new, it would seem, because Dance Central 3, Mitch, was developed by who?
Backbone Entertainment.
Not Harmonix. That is correct. Yeah, the legwork on Dance Central 3, the bulk of the work was actually handled by Backbone, not by Harmonix. So Harmonix has spent the past 2 years doing something else.
Something with combat. We've seen a lot of job listings like, hey, we need a combat designer.
Yeah.
Combat for what?
So we are reasonably sure that is going to be a new Kinect-focused thing for the Kinect 2.0 that will be shipping with the next generation Xbox. And that one, we think, we can point to this and we'll be proven right here.
I think it'll be good to come back to this video in a year and laugh at ourselves and see just how wrong we were.
So wrong. But for now, it's fun to speculate.
It is.
So that is another edition of the Xbox Soapbox. That is what we think Microsoft's first-party studios and second-party partners are up to. For Mitch Dyer, I'm Ryan McCaffrey. For all your current and future Xbox needs, you're already in the right place. IGN.